All right, we're live. Make sure we are not choppy. Make sure you can hear us. I think it was going a little slow right now. I don't know if it's a little laggy. Let us know in the chat before we get started. You can't even hear us. B, what's up?
What is up, everybody? Excited for the topic today. And it's a beautiful day here in Cincinnati. I just posted a photo. It's like 65 degrees. Perfect. It's got the wind, like a little bit chilly wind. And I actually was able to rock my shorts today and just t-shirts. And so I'm excited. I feel like just the sun just brings up more excitement. And also, let's plug it. We will be in Florida by the end of this month. So everybody that's watching, we will see you soon.
Man, this guy just went straight into promotions. He
Now
didn't.
let's
I
do
mean,
it already. I'm excited. I'm that excited to be in Florida already. Hang out with our boy Los.
Florida. You're gonna have to. Are you gonna wear like the tank tops out there? Show the
No,
guns.
no, I don't have that guns developed yet. So probably have to wait till Vegas.
eBay open. You're gonna look like a bona fide hustler out there.
Yeah,
Show off the guns.
yeah. I'm probably gonna have to tell everybody I'm his younger brother or something.
Oh man, drummer in the house. Let's go through. Let's see who's here. Soul Fed ready.
Wow.
Soul Fed, I know. Mr. Save a Buck, Hustle and Muscle Zach. Our lister sisters are here.
Yep.
Trace
Zach.
Place.
We
Tracy.
might have to hit the gym with Zach
Don't give him any ideas.
and teach Zach how we do it.
Teach him how we do it. Oh man. Elliot, what's up? Checking in from Dallas. Chivo Logo 26. It's me, Josie. Hi fellas. How's it going? Chris, Message KL, what's up? Haruna's here, Gritty Girl Boss. What? Loom WS Halo. How much you guys see Pure Boost going for in stores? Pure Boost. Trying to remember, like, I don't
Yeah.
think Pure Boost we've been getting
Anything
some of
not, yeah, anything not ultra boost are trash.
this. An AZ with the AC on, yeah, it's like super hot over here too. Drummer Justin, what's up? Handsome Devil, finally catching up with live. There we go. Millennial Mouse, Screen Granny Resale. Good to see you here, drummer. Nick ATX, what's up? Always see Nick, it's good. Amazon Seller 99, what's up? Man. All right, you cleaned your shelves, yeah. So I had like a bunch of like clothing stuff that wasn't moving, and then in the closet I had like shoes that were moving, and I was like, man, I have room there. Why am I using that? So now I was able to like switch things around. Looks a little bit presentable, a little clearer now.
Right. Finally.
Yeah. Let's see. Are you gonna reenact Scarface? That'd be pretty awesome in Miami. We need to get a good rental car. Looking for the yeah, that's hilarious. Amazon Seller 99. Can you guys go over what you think is going on with Nike, and have either of you had any issues? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that today too. So the random topic show, we are gonna talk about that. We'll wait for more people to come in so we don't have to talk about it, 100 times, but we will talk about some of those I guess comments and or issues. Jeff, what's up?
Soupies. What up?
Yep,
How
Soup is in
hot
the
is it
house.
here in Arizona? Because I was just crying on how cold it was, and he was like melting in Arizona.
Oh
Hey,
man.
Edelman in the house.
Oh, Edelman in the house. Nice. Rose City ship. Edelman in the house. Whoop, let me go back up. Bandit Clan 24, what's up? Tyrone, what's up? Let me see. Oh, Minnesota. Yeah, I've heard some pretty I think someone sent me something too about Minnesota fines and stuff and going out there. First, I wanted to show you Zombies, what's up? I wanted to show you, I think, okay, so here is some of the, this is one of the Marshalls finds that was like completely random. Remember, I was telling you about this one too. So, Jordan 1 high.
Is that even the right box for it?
Yeah, it is. It is the right box and the right label.
Maybe it's just a reprinted label though. Did they come?
Reprinted label.
Oh yeah, because they're not Nike Air. You're right. You're right. That might be that's the right box.
Yeah, and they I just think it was a return because I mean there's only one pair, and it just didn't make sense. Also, the price didn't make sense. Let me bring them out. Where's the tag on this thing? Oh, I'm just making a mess of this thing. All right. So Marshall's $29.99 men's shoe, which we don't normally see that. $29.99. So Blake Griffin,
What's the
Jordan
bottom?
1.
Did it say $30 in the mark?
Yeah.
Wow, so it was actually priced right. I mean, like it wasn't a missed tag or something.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of surprised. I was like, what? Of course, only one pair. It is my size and a size 11, but
It's a dookie pair.
yeah, we can't be keeping this kind of stuff. There's a tag you guys want to see.
The
The
Blake
logo on
Griffin
it.
ones.
Yeah. So
Glenn, be careful. Nike might do a test buy on you. Don't buy it.
look at this guy. I knew he was, I knew he was gonna start bringing this out. Let me see. Bartek says picked up 5 pairs of those. Nice. Soulfed Shadow Ones this weekend. Yes, Shadow Ones.
Yeah, we don't want to talk to Soulfed. This guy's been getting everything. He was like what? All the Sean Witherspoon. He's been getting the Off-White Vapor Max. We don't want to talk to this guy until he hook us up.
So
Bro, had like 8 pairs of Vapor Max.
Oh man. Yeah, Soulfed. That guy's killing it. Let me see. What was the other thing? Oh yeah. So the other.
Bartek paid $48.99.
Where'd you pick him up then? Bartek, $48.99. Let us know. Let me see. So
Yeah,
here's the other.
Whatever, Soulfed. What's that?
These are those LeBron.
Oh, yeah. LeBron.
Look at how huge this box is. Like,
yeah, they're outrageous. Like, I think like they're like size 15 box.
yeah, this is a ridiculous size box, and the box that it came in was hilarious. I was like, you thought that there was like, yeah, you thought that there was like 10 pairs in there. It was just this one pair.
They just ran out of boxes.
Yeah, I was like, what? So, I mean, the quality is awesome. They look really, really cool. Dude, in person.
You need to try them on. They actually fit really well. They're actually very comfy.
And I know they're the Hustler Hex colorways. Everyone's like, you better be keeping them and stuff. But I'm like, oh man, like
too much. We'll wait till they hit clearance. But I clearance. Yeah, fit it. Like, dude, you will love it because I've fitted them at the Nike outlet. I'm just waiting for them to go down in price because nobody's paying retail for them.
Yeah, that's true too. The bottoms are pretty awesome though. I mean,
yeah,
I really like the grip on that. They're pretty cool. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys those, but more than likely going to sell those. Vapor Max 98 though, Vapor Max 97, I think. I've also been debating on some Vapor Max Off-White and overpaying just because I like them, but I don't know.
well, if you're gonna overpay, make sure you hit up our buddy Soulfed.
Well, all right, I'll contact him then.
Yeah.
All right. So some people are saying having some trouble with the chat. Just refresh. With the video, refresh. Make sure it works. Let's get started with the show. A lot of things to get into. We'll start off with the easy stuff. Ross finds. Ross right now has actually been pretty good. Have you been out there sourcing? Ross has been good. Presto's been showing up. I saw some really cool those USA colored Prestos, all white Prestos. Some pink.
All white Prestos actually been coming out.
That's those have been pretty cool. I saw some pink ones. They were just like all pink. They look pretty cool too. And I think someone also found this at Marshall's though, like all black Prestos. Those now, if I did see those, definitely I would keep them. But I haven't seen any other Prestos out there. But obviously those are cool. Cleats have been out of control right now. Like SG Pros, AG Pros, like.
Yeah, good one to do.
Yeah, really good stuff right now at Ross when it comes to the cleat stuff.
And all I've been seeing in my area are just like Under Armours. I actually drove to Kentucky last week and 0 fines.
0 fines.
It was rough.
And I don't know, they've been good, so might be able to see some of that on Ross finds of the week, maybe. But
already got some. Look at this guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Texas. I feel like Florida, Texas, California gets them first for some reason.
Maybe the bigger states for some reason.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, let me show you my my recent pickup.
Why is Under Armour so expensive?
Supreme.
What is it? What is it? I can't even see what it is.
It's a mini LED keychain glow stick.
And how much are these mini keychains selling for?
I don't know. No, they're not selling good. They're not selling good. They're like the last ones to sold out in the website. I just
Oh, okay.
I thought it would have been bigger or something that would actually give light, but this one's like so small. It's just like a Sharpie is like even bigger. So I mean this thing wouldn't even illuminate any light. So, but at least I'm a hype beast.
I'm a hype beast. How much was that?
$16, not bad.
Not bad. 16 bucks. Look at this guy. You
Shoes
can
I
get for
got,
$16
huh?
cleats at Burlington. That's what you could buy for
If
$16.
they have one. I actually went today and I found a Tiempo and I was so happy as soon as I look at it. It was not even Legacy. It was like Tiempo Rio, like the logo.
Oh, so that almost tricked you.
Yeah, almost tricked me, but nothing really worth picking up recently for me. So I've been dry when it comes to finds and stuff.
Sulfed, are we going for the luggages? Me and me and the B talked about that
Oh
Supreme
yeah, I already
luggage.
got it in. I already got it secured. Whatever, so
Take that for out hustled.
yeah, they're only 1800. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing that and like literally going to stores with it because you can't leave it outside; it's gonna get stolen. So
Oh man, imagine taking it for out hustled, filling these up with a bunch of different shoes that you just found, and then yeah, for sure your whole suitcase is gonna be gone.
yeah, it gets stolen. Like they'll probably even empty it out. Leave your finds.
Leave your finds. You just want the
Like
suitcase.
you can have all this. I'll just take the suitcases.
Mr. Abs, what's up? So yeah, Ross has been good right now. Keep sourcing out there. Keep on with the finds. Everything's good there. The next thing, the meetup. So someone just asked right now about Florida and Tampa. So more than likely, the way we're looking at the schedule, we're trying to get the actual place down. Orlando, I think we're pretty much there as far as like where we want to go. We just got to make sure everything's set. But Orlando, more than likely 27th of this month, Tampa 28th, and then Miami 29th. So we're just kind of locking down the actual location. You're going to get the email. That's why I asked for your email when you sign up. You get the email, where we're going to be at, what time, and all the details like that. So look out for that. If you're in Florida, you can still sign up at hustlerhex.com/East Coast. And Washington, D.C. still taking those. That one actually has the most, I think, people signed up right now. So Washington, D.C., we're pretty excited about that. And of course, Las Vegas, eBay Open, we will be there, and we will have a separate meetup. Sign up for that too,
Yeah, more likely it
hustlerhacks.com/Vegas.
will be the Friday. So when you guys are flying in, don't fly out right away. Fly out Saturday.
Oh, yeah, stay an extra day, if possible.
Yep. And we get to hang out. Maybe we get some basketball going.
Uh, maybe. We got
Yeah,
to play indoor.
yeah. Yeah. Richard said just found out Ross gets all the shoes with original boxes. Yes and no. Not all of them have original boxes, and a lot of them are damaged boxes. So just to make it even, they just toss out the back boxes, and so does Burlington Coat Factory too. They get the boxes as well. They just toss it out.
Yeah, I've seen some of the Ross people that have worked there that they've shown me that they have the original box and things like that. I'm like, man. I also think also because they have to save
Space too,
yeah, they
right?
have to save space. I mean, having them on the shelves, imagine they had full boxes and they
Right.
probably don't want the mess that Marshalls has sometimes too.
Yeah.
Boxes all over the place
Yeah, I
and you
guess
can't
like
find the
people try
shoe.
it on and stuff like that. So when they have nobody puts them back in boxes, they just leave it there hanging.
Yeah. All right, so next one. So we're gonna cover this for a little bit. I mean, we talked about this the last video. We've been getting an overload on the emails and DMs and everything else about this Nike suspension thing, and because of posts and videos and other things that they've seen, um, I was just getting like random questions and things like that, like what's going on. And then it kind of turned into like what's going on about this, asking me questions about it, and then it kind of turned into like, why aren't you and Hustlebee talking about this? Why aren't you guys addressing these things? What's going on? And I'm like, we didn't even report any
Yeah.
of the main news to begin with. So I was kind of like, how, and why would we kind of like follow through if we're not the ones that
Right.
kind of
Right.
officially talked about it? And we answered the questions last time because the questions came in on the Saturday chat, and I was like, all right, cool, we can talk about it. But we're
So,
not the I
yeah.
guess
So here's the thing. We're not gonna be allowed to sell Nike on eBay anymore. So me and Glenn are really saddened about this, and we just have to switch our business. Maybe we'll just make courses now, or just sell Adidas or sell Under Armour now. So yeah, so whoever out there is listening to this, just drop Nike. They're after us. It's illegal to sell Nike on eBay already. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Glenn.
the B of bad news. And so from here on, I was gonna say like I'll make this a Paw Patrol Toy Adventures channel real quick.
Yes, and yeah, and we're just gonna start selling Supreme. That's why I bought this. I actually have 50 of them back here.
They're gonna say we're gonna start doing the kid videos, and you can do the little toys. We'll do the voices, and change this whole channel up.
Yes, no more Nike on eBay.
So here's what happened the last time is
Can't
because like
tell
we
me you're
got
kidding. Yes,
uh,
I am totally kidding. Hustle me, kid. Keep a straight plate. Me actually looks sad. That's not how I look sad. That was all drama. So, Glenn, I guess I could add it to my list that I could be an actor too.
I could be an actor. So
Start a comedy channel. That would be easy. We just have to document our life
Richard
and
said
make
we're
sure
gonna have to move
we
on
get
to.
best reseller. We get Lowe's in. It's like a Comedy Central daily.
Richard said we're gonna have to move on to RBX now.
Yeah. So yeah. So you know, from me and Glenn's standpoint, nothing's going on. Nothing. There's no test buy from what we know. There's no test buy. There's no uh, Nike going after sellers on eBay. So that's just the black and white answer for us. So anything you can add on that?
Well, that's just the reason why we didn't really cover anything and talk about, I guess, because I know they're they got a lot of different videos and different things from different people that talking about the Nike eBay ban or suspension and things like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like we didn't really cover a whole lot and talk about it or make a full video about it or clickbait you into some random video to come and watch because we don't know like any other details because we didn't really come out and report other details about it. So we're just going with what we know, which is what yes, someone got suspended, which is Carlos, which we already talked about that. So
Right.
other
And
than that, that's the only thing that we really know. And if you want to, we also said the last time Carlos can speak for himself. We're not going to speak for him. And then today he
yes,
did. So if you go on his Instagram and you look at his story,
he
he talked
clarified
about what
everything.
happened.
So if you guys think that Carlos was an example of what's happening, that's definitely not true. Go to his Instagram. Uh, the first part of his story,
Yeah.
and he may or might not have grown his mustache out. So just be careful. So yeah, so business as usual for us and for a lot of the people that we have responded on DMs. I know I did. I know Glenn doesn't respond to his DMs though. Yeah.
I've been answering DMs nonstop.
Okay.
How do you find Carlos? He's at Relentless Resale. Let me
Yeah.
I'll
Link
put
him
it on
out.
here.
Can you link him out?
Let me see. I don't. You know how links don't work in this chat.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
tried this.
For some reason, uh, YouTube has banned Glenn linking out stuff. But what do you call that? those Puma Rihanna heels were actually from a Puma outlet. And
Yeah.
I'm salty that Glenn found him and I didn't. I was the one who sent him to Puma outlet.
And then as far as the rest of it, so I mean, we also talked about that last time. Is like I guess staying safe or anything like that. We've only said the same thing over and over again, which is staying safe, which was you
Doing
know,
what you're supposed to do.
yes, using, I mean, we do like 10 to 12 photos per listing. I include a photo of the inside tag. You're not using stock photos. You're labeling B grades as you're supposed to and mentioning that they are B grade. And these are just the same stuff that we've already talked about before in other past videos. I have a breakdown of B grade video about B grades, which some people have watched that one and like, hey, I didn't even really know what that B stood, what this stood for, whatever. So that one kind of helped. And we also did a live show about B grade. So that also should help kind of uh, bring that out as far as like what's going on with the B grade stuff. Um, but that's pretty much it when it came to like that kind of stuff. I mean, we just don't want everybody to like be fearful or live in fear or have like this thing like maybe we can't do this or can't do that. Do like the B was saying, business as usual. Do everything you can and want to do as long as you're listing things correctly, then there shouldn't be any other issue, but there shouldn't be any like living in fear type of thing for that. And more and more that a lot of like news and information and videos and stuff came out, me man, I got not only like the regular messages asking me like what's going on with this and to keep them up with news or why they could get suspended or banned and stuff like that. We also just saw an opposite side of like also different people out there that was just like, man, there's a lot of people that don't want to see me and the B like succeed. It was crazy out of control and how much stuff was our fault, how much stuff was blaming, how many things that like I hope Nike takes you guys down. I hope you guys can't sell anymore. There's a lot of hate in people's
Market.
hearts out there. I was like, man, a lot of people just have a lot of hatred. I'm like, what is going on here? And so we got to see stuff about that. As far as like I guess eBay in general, though, when you really break down shoe sales and things like that, Soul Supremacy alone last year made about as far as like they grossed over like $2 million alone on their one account.
Yeah.
Now, if eBay, I guess, wanted to get rid of Nike completely, they had something to where like, you know what, Nike was like, hey, I don't want anybody selling this product anymore on eBay. Imagine the huge blow that eBay would take from Soul Supremacy sales alone, just from that, over 2 million. I mean, it's a huge, huge market out there, of course, with the whole eBay sales and Nike shoes.
Yep.
So it would be, I think, a bigger issue than I guess what we've
Yeah.
been somewhat talking about. And
It would be a lot more buzz to it than just a few buzzes. You
yeah,
know,
and I,
and
and
I
I
mean,
think, go ahead.
Nike is actually the top selling brand. I mean, top grossing brand on eBay.
Oh
We
yeah, there's
actually,
no doubt.
looked it up on TerraPeak.
And if you guys remember, so 5 months ago, if you guys want to go back into the videos, I did make a live video called "The Future of Nike Selling," and I mentioned that as one of the examples that, I mean, any brand at any point could do that and make restrictions just like they do on Amazon. Could they do it with eBay? I mean, they could,
Yes, they can
but
if they want to.
when things like that happen, you have to adjust and then you do something else and make something else work and look into other ways you'd want to resell or do something. So if that happened, then I don't know what else.
Yeah,
We just do something else.
right. I mean, I guess this is a perfect way to segue about one of the topics that we are talking about is personal success. Not talking about success is nothing really lasts forever. Perfect example. If you're not willing to adapt and to kind of innovate, what our boy Carlos would say, "I'm an innovator, baby." Uh, you have to innovate to have long term success. The biggest example is Toys R Us. Retail is going down. They've seen it happen, but they've never pivoted around it. So there's gonna be a lot more to it than just that. But that's just a perfect example, like Blockbuster. Like all those video rental companies. So just like the vinyl records, they're not in existence anymore. They're just more for the collection now. You can't make money off of them just solely of making them again. So it's not a feasible business. Things continue to evolve. And when you talk about eBay, right? Uh, yes, eBay can lock us and shut us down from selling Nike. But obviously, if that ever happens, a lot more platform is gonna be Nike heavy, right? Uh, Nike heavy being there's a lot of Nike sellers in eBay right now, but what if we got shut down on eBay? Then there's gonna be the surge of coming to Goat app, to StockX, to even Poshmark, right? The fastest growing platform around there. And then you got Mercari, you got Depop, and everything like that. And every
Grailed. Have you heard of Grailed?
Yeah, Grail too, right? I mean, I've heard about it. So it's just eventually gonna move to a different place. It doesn't mean that when you get shut down, it's just you're for lost for everything already. The biggest thing is you actually have to learn the skill, right? From what are the skills that we have learned doing eBay and selling on eBay, and what are these things that you can apply to different platforms. So that's just my take on when it comes to, yes, it can happen, but when it does, you have to be willing to adjust, and doesn't mean like it's the end of the world for you.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the things that we also talked about as far as adjusting, like me and Jeff were talking the other day, and we're both talking about just eBay in general, and we are looking at Poshmark and Goat and Etsy and all these other platforms that are out there. If you look at different things that these other platforms are doing, they're doing some really good things that I feel like eBay should have already caught on and already done to build their own platform and make that even better. We're talking about Toys R Us, improving and doing better. eBay could have also done that as well with some of the stats and things like that you get on Etsy. Easy to ship out stuff like Poshmark, easy to list and different things like that, like on Go. Like there's different things that I think, I mean, eBay can still do that, and I think they could even be even bigger and better when it comes to shoe game or clothing and different things like that. But there's a lot of good stuff on the other platforms that I would look into as well. I mean, you can always, cross post things and try other platforms out there if you want to as a backup plan. I mean, it won't hurt you.
Right. Exactly. And like when worse comes to worse, when let's just say the internet bans me from selling, I'll get a job.
Yeah.
Like it's not really that end of the world for us or for you. And there's just so much upside on being on the offense and trying to create your own personal success, be on the offense and trying to improve yourself, trying to experiment rather than just staying on defense and say like, oh, what if it's gonna happen? Because this is one thing I've learned from Seth Godin. He said there's never been a time in history that it's at its cheapest to make a mistake. Now, not
Yeah.
like before when you made a mistake could be a point of really losing everything. But now, with globalization of everything, we're in the industry of connecting. We're not just a one man trade kind of people. It doesn't mean like I cannot work and be trained on a call center, right? I can hop in a call center and take back that career that I went into, or work at a shoe store where I love seeing shoes all the time. So uh, that's just the biggest thing that coming from all the small rumors and buzz and fiasco that we've seen. It's not the time to be afraid, but it's time to be actually more aggressive on building or your own success.
Yeah, while the time is good and the fines are out there, the profits are out there, Yeah, take full advantage of it, and especially when you've been growing your eBay business and more finds and doing everything else that you can, and you've been seeing the results, then yeah, keep going all in. And if something happens, it happens. But we don't have any control over that. Nothing else we can do or say. Just do
Yeah,
your thing and keep doing your thing. And that's why even some of the DMs that I got, I just told them business as usual. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing you. You
hmm
know, as long as you're doing things correctly. I don't know what the I guess fear would be as far as all the other stuff out there. I guess.
exactly. And okay, since this is just a all topic show, Paul who once said, "Seems like does Nike sell well on Poshmark?" I'd say yes if you are priced right and you have a really good quality item. Uh, and here's the thing with sales: when selling items, when you have something that's of worth that people think that they're getting a good value out of it, it's gonna sell, right? Who's gonna if they're looking for a Nike shoe, and instead of buying from all these retail websites, right? They go to Poshmark and they get what 50% off retail, 30% off retail. Of course, it will sell, right? And the thing is, seems like it's more women's clothing. Exactly. If you are trying to be an entrepreneur or if you're trying to find success, you don't see things as they are. You see things as what they could be, right? So here's how I look at Poshmark. I look at Poshmark. They've been the fastest growing platform for the last 3 years, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe more now. It's based more on women's clothing, and they have a men's section, but they don't have that much men's section yet. For all the 90 people watching right now, they have more women and less men. You can look at it and say, "Oh, I can't sell there because there's more women." Or you could look at it at the other side as an opportunity. Man, they don't have that much men's section. Let me fill it up because eventually that men's section is going to grow. So it's really whoever gets in there first. If you get in there first, take advantage of it, look at it as an opportunity instead of an obstacle. So that's how you have to get that mindset going. When you're looking at things when things are tough, is this an obstacle or is it an opportunity? When you have an opportunity mindset, I have zero doubt that you will succeed in life.
Yes, sir. That's how the merch by Amazon stuff even happened at during my time. Like when I signed up, it was only like 2 months old,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, like I really need to get going with this thing now. Now that there's not a lot of people in, and maybe not a lot of people that know about it, but um, and we started kind of talking about it. Of course, I started talking to Young about it. He didn't know about it, and started doing,
Right.
and
Perfect
kind of showing him
example
some
is Young.
results.
Perfect
Yeah,
example is Young.
yeah, and
Tell
then
him, tell him a little bit about it.
about what merch by Amazon when he
Yeah,
got
about
in.
Young. How Young how you got Young there.
Oh yeah, because we were there and he was in El Paso and we were eating and stuff and I told him like, have you heard about merch by Amazon? And he's like, nah, I don't I mean, he's like, I heard about it, but not really interested, blah blah blah. And I told him like I showed him what I was making and the results, and he's like, oh man, like, he's like, I need to get on this, I need to do that, and he didn't sign. He still had to sign up. He still had to get approved, all of that, and then once he got in, I was like, all right, cool. Well, if we start our own podcast, we start something that nothing else is even out there yet either, then we can be the first ones in doing that as well and trying to be first and trying to catch on to when things are really doing good and try and take full advantage, like what you said, is the best thing to do because there's not a
Exactly.
lot going on. So
That's
do
what
everything
the
you
big
can.
companies do. When MySpace was there, Zuck saw Facebook and Zuck saw a market, an opening. He got in it, and that's why Facebook is a giant company now. Look at Amazon, right? Amazon. This was nothing. This space was nothing before Amazon came. So whoever is really the pioneer of things, if you really want to develop great wealth, is really trying to get into it as early as you can. Same as investment, right? Buying properties early, in buying properties, and eventually they're gonna go up in value. So does innovation, right? If you have innovated it first, it's gonna go up in value eventually. So does Apple. Apple innovated. Apple got in there first. So you gotta have that mindset, and I think I spend half of my day thinking at, man, what could be next, and what am I thinking to sell next? Uh, because you can't get comfortable. You just can't get comfortable. The moment I get comfortable is the moment I know something's gonna go really, really wrong, really, really soon. Because that means, that means you're just trying to, go with the flow, right? What if something happens and you're not ready for it? So, uh, gotta get that brain in shape. Keep thinking, keep using it.
And the good point that you talked about is what could sell next rather than what if I could have done this. You're
Exactly.
thinking the forward part. What can I sell next? What can I do next? What else can I get into? And not the past part and leaving that behind because that time has already gone and passed. So there's no need to do that and go backwards.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about personal success wise and also just kind of interesting, also the people in the chat. I mean, a lot of people that have supported the channel and always here in the live videos and things like that. So I think it's a good personal success story. And obviously, just recently came out too. If you guys have been in the NBA world and listening and
Yeah.
watching, so Andre Ingram, player for the Los Angeles Lakers, 32 years old, my age, which people are making fun of him that he's old. And I'm like, okay, he's old in basketball years, but
This guy walks in, gray hair, old, and next thing I know, I was 32 years old. It's like Glenn's like, wait, that's my age. I'm not that old.
I know they're like ripping this poor guy. And so, what I like about his story, though, and I think everyone can kind of relate to it too, as far as like everyone having their own journey, and nothing is going to be easy in reselling world, in you know, job world, and life period. Everyone has their own, you know, story and success, and whatever things that they want to do. So to go back to his story, he played 10 years in the D League, which now it's like G League and
Mhm.
overseas. So it's kind of considered kind of like below NBA, of course. So he's trying to work his way up there. Developmental league is what they called it. So average salary in developmental league, $19,000 to $26,000 per year. And he played in there 10 years. And his side hustle was tutoring students in math. So side hustle and his regular, which was playing basketball. And eventually he wanted, of course, his goal and dream to go into the NBA. And then he finally got called up. This is the last part of the season, and it's kind of considered, I guess, garbage time, the way you would call it, for the last couple of
Right.
last couple of games for the season. A lot of injuries, things like this have kind of happened to, get him in this position. It's a lot of things, I guess, that kind of like fell into place, but he scored 19 points his first game. Everyone was cheering for him, excited for him to see him go out there.
Got the MVP champ going.
MVP chat. And it's just kind of like his journey of 10 years trying to get into the NBA into this point, compared to maybe some of the rookies that are drafted and they're immediately on the team,
Right, right.
and some have to prove themselves, some don't, some are already there, some are already getting big money, whether they've done anything or not, or big contracts. And I guess the point I'm getting to is that everyone has their own separate journey they're getting to, and you can easily see from the outside looking at, like, I don't know, like Alonzo Ball or something like that, right? And then you're thinking like his story against, let's say like Andre's story and trying to climb up in there. And then, Lonzo has like a loudmouth dad that brings in
The
attention
brand.
and
Yeah.
drama too. Cause that's also what comes out of a lot of the things. It's like, if you're not building up all this random drama stuff and things and things that are coming on and stuff, it's like kind of like you're kind of just in the shadows and the silence, but at the same time, he's putting in work, but he's
Exactly.
not being flashy in a different way and trying to do all these different things. It's kind of like, I like hearing his success story and getting in to the NBA and doing what he wanted to do and staying with it too. Because there was a time too I read that he wanted to quit, like, second or third year in this developmental league, thinking I'm never gonna get into the NBA. I'm never gonna get there.
Hmm. I mean,
So
definitely, and it's the hard work. Like, I'm sure. you know, this kind of like experience is sweeter, I would say, because it's something that he actually did work for it, and it's something that he actually kind of have grinded through it, and like he was the nation's number 639 overall prospect. That's how far he was down, and took him what in his 11th year to get up here.
Yeah.
So I mean, just looking at that, I mean, that is success, right? That is success. That is his success, and um, we all have different successes. And I was just telling Glenn earlier, and I'm just within the last 2 weeks I've been back here in the U.S. I've been just more focused on really kind of like trying to define my own success and trying to really think like what kind of impact do I want to make. And for me, that has been more important. At first in my eBay selling journey, I just wanted to get to that 6 figures, to get paid more than what I could have been paid if I stayed corporate, to be able to afford things that I wasn't able to afford before. And now after a year, you know I, I'm past that survival mode, and I have to look back like what really makes me happy, and I made a post in the Instagram earlier, like everybody has a to do list, but do we exactly have a to be list? Who do I want to be at the end of my career, or at the end of my life, or at the end of what kind of legacy or memory would I like to leave the people around me, my family, or this earth, or whoever recognized me? Maybe when Instagram's still alive by then, they could look back like, man, Ken was the hustle bee, and this is what the hustle bee did. So I wanted to be more recognized on that way rather than just like, oh, because really at the end of the day, when you die, I've been to a few funerals. Nobody really talk about how much you made,
Yeah,
but
no one cares about money stuff. Like,
exactly, right at the end of your expiration date. Like for example, right, all this really, right, cheap chocolate and really expensive chocolate, once they're past their expiration date, they have zero value.
that's very true too. And I like all the stuff that you talked about and what you said, and being success like doesn't have to be like, everyone has their own ways of thinking of it, and some people have like success has to be like the awesome car with, you're making it rain all over the place and you have a bunch of chicks everywhere or something like that. But some people with success, as far as like what you're saying, being memorable or anything to as far as helping others, doesn't have to be anything that has to do with YouTube or Instagram or any of that stuff. Like, if you're passionate about like being a teacher, passionate wherever you work, and you're leaving an impact and helping other people, that's what we're talking about. And there's nothing wrong with having a career and or job or anything if you love it and you're passionate about it. And I think people also get that kind of mixed up, that you have to quit everything you're doing because that's like the cool entrepreneurship way or something like that. That's not necessarily true. And success also for you might be to be the best dad or mom you can to your
Right.
kids or family, and things like that. There's different definitions of success that you got to find that out for yourself and what you want it to be.
Right. I mean, there's two things really in life that should make you happy or could make you happy. One, if you're just financially taken care of, and number two is to have self-fulfillment. So when you have those things, that's for me, I'm looking at it, that's success already. One, you can take care of yourself financially and people around you. Number two is self-fulfillment. That's happiness on your own terms, right? Because because having a Lamborghini could make Glenn 1 million times happier than what it could make me feel, right? For me, having a Lamborghini is sad because I don't like Lamborghini. I'd rather have a GTR. So if you put it that way, in that kind of perspective, you know, there's so much more things. I mean, I'm even looking at it. I've realized that I love the beach so much. I want to have a I want to have a beachfront property in the Philippines. And that, if you look at it, it could be just a price of Lamborghini.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I
totally
can
whatever
invite
you
Glenn, and I can invite some of you guys when you go to the Philippines to my beach house.
want.
So, I mean, if you look at it monetarily wise, yes, it could be. It's not impossible, right? If somebody can afford a Lamborghini, I could afford a beachfront property in the Philippines. Is that's how cheap it could get there. So, so there's just so many things that could make me happy, but could not make other people happy.
And being what kind of the same thing, being true to yourself and what success means to you, and being true to myself the way I felt, especially after a lot of the emails and DMs, everything that came in about. You guys have asked, like I think someone else have asked recently if we already talked about the Nike suspension thing. Yeah, all these things and staying true to myself. What the thing is, like, I've worked with other YouTubers and Instagrammers. I don't have to agree with everything they do and or say, but I also don't mind, working with other people and figuring out who they are. And we talked about too, like not everybody's intentions are good or bad or whatever. Everyone's different at that thing. But in my case, when it comes to the suspension thing, I was like, I'm not gonna do this overly dramatic clickbait title. I'm not gonna try to, I don't know, come up with like some course thing like $20 if you do this,
I'll
you're gonna
tell you
stay
how not
safe on
to.
eBay and you won't get suspended if you pay for this and sell and do this. Like whatever other people do, I want to do the complete opposite. That's just because I that's the only way I know how to be is just being myself. So I don't want to throw in all this random stuff in there if that's not who I am. So
Exactly. I mean, even when I got suspended, right? Like, even when I got suspended before, me and Glenn were really close about it. We were close already. We didn't even create something about it. We didn't create a whole episode about it, but we did create a celebration video for it that I got back. So it was just really more for a celebration part than just trying to gain likes and views or some traction, as what they would say it, and talking about some things that are just not factual, or just gonna cause fear, right? Like, yeah, I got suspended, well, but we didn't scare everybody that you're gonna get suspended too,
yeah.
right? So things like that. But yeah, uh Marlon said, do I play the keyboard? Yes, I play the keyboard. I pretty much I play I actually learned how to play it in the church, so I know a lot of worship music. So, and I do a lot of instrumentals, and it actually keeps me calm. Music is an outlet for me when I am kind of like in doubt or sad or whatever. When I'm happy too. So it's just a language that it's different. But yeah, I do that.
Yo,
Yo,
when's the
when
be dropping that SoundCloud?
SoundCloud. Hey, that could be part of my next move if I ever get thrown out of eBay.
There we go. SoundCloud.
Yep,
Be
black and yellow.
black and yellow. Should we talk about taxes to wrap this thing up? I know that you just finished. And tax time is coming up very, very actually it's only like a week away.
Yeah, if
But,
you haven't done your taxes, you need to be panicking right now.
yeah, you might actually not might. You're gonna need an extension if you haven't done it yet, or if you're I guess looking to clear up the tax part. That's a lot of questions too, and I'm telling people too, like I'm not an accountant. I don't know your
Right,
what else. Like if you have kids, that's a different situation. If you own a house, I mean, there's a lot of different factors in there that come into play outside of the reselling part. I know the reselling part wise, but even then, like don't take my full advice for
yeah, I mean, I'm
accounting
not a
and
lawyer.
numbers and money,
Right.
because I don't know your personal situation, but I can help as much as I can. But going into the tax part, so merch by Amazon. If you go to my account, tax status, And then you go to update tax information. It's like a silver button, and you go to find forms, also another silver button. You have to go step by
Yeah,
step.
1099. Is it a 1099 for you too?
Yeah, well, that one. This is the Merch by Amazon one is different from the PayPal one, but Merch by Amazon they made it really kind of difficult for you to find your tax information. So that's why I'm trying to like. I don't know why they made it this difficult too for you to try to like go through step by step. But if you're interested and you need this and you're wondering what's going on and where to find it, go to my account. That's where the first page you go to, tax status, and you go to update tax information. It's a silver button. Click on that. It's going to take you to a new page. Find forms, another silver button, and then it'll give you your your tax info that you need to download. You're done there. Now PayPal is what more than likely everybody on here's probably has already done all of that kind of stuff. If you've done your tax stuff, eBay, PayPal, working together. PayPal, you go to reports, the reports tab, tax documents, and then you click on the year, and then you download your 1099 and you're done. Now, I think the only other thing that people had questions on as far as the main part, which was PayPal is required. Here's the official statement. PayPal is required to report gross payments received for sellers who receive over 20,000 in gross payment volume and over 200 separate payments in the calendar year. So that's their official statement. If you're wondering, if you're going to be getting a form, should you be getting a form? If you missed the form, oh man, I know someone that had told me about someone that didn't know that you can get your form from PayPal. They were kind of confused on that part, and they ended up not doing it, and they ended up getting audited because they completely forgot about that side of getting that form from PayPal, which
Yeah.
is what you need. So
Any income is taxed.
yes.
Somebody mentioned it. Somebody asked it, do you have to pay taxes when you sell sneakers? Any income should be declared and is taxed. Now, that's why people are getting audited because if you use PayPal, PayPal reports it even if it's not over 20,000. That doesn't mean if it's you're not over 200 and over 20,000 in $20,000 doesn't mean if you're under that doesn't mean you don't have to pay taxes. You can still pull the forms. PayPal just sends it to you if you're over that. That means they're actually twisting your arm that you need to do it. But if you're under it, you can still be audited and you still should be sending that in as an income.
Yeah, still keep track of all your numbers. And I know tax time is the worst time because you rather be listing, you rather be doing something else rather than figuring out the taxes. I remember the like and mistakes and all these things are gonna happen as well. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like you're gonna make mistakes. Things are gonna happen. And I remember the first year, I was like, "What?" Like, I was just like, I was keeping track of all the stuff I was spending, what I was buying. But when it came down to like month per month and figuring all that out, I was like, "Man, where am I on this? And what's going on?" And then it just kind of took its toll. I was like, I hate catching up on all of these things. Like, I need to focus on here like daily what I'm selling and what I'm finding and everything. I mean, really keep track of it so that I don't have to stress when that part comes around and that crucial tax time. You're like, oh man, again. Um, you want to answer Steven's question on the business setup?
Yeah, I have an LLC set up, but I will be moving to an S corp. What do you have?
Want to tell everybody why?
Yes, so LLC is actually a corporation, so you have lesser liability than a self-employed. And S corp, actually, you have it varies by state, but you have a certain amount to actually send as a bonus that's untaxed. So it could be part of your pay. So when you're doing that, yeah, anything above self-employed, you should be doing a lot more. So, for example, like, uh, a corporation can own the car and you're using it for the business.
Yeah.
So that means everything's written off from that car, depreciation and all the maintenance expenses. And when you actually have an LLC or an S corp, they are very lenient on all the things that you can write off. So uh, I think with my car, I think It was up to, I think it was close to $30,000 that I was to write off. I was able to write off just with my transportation. So that alone was a really big help.
Yeah, and I think so kind of going back into the tax part too as well. I know that we've kind of talked about I think you were I don't know if were you the one that first told me about this in the morning too. I think it was. So if you want to shout out to her, but if you go to Instagram Christina Thrifts,
Right, right,
which
right.
did you meet her when we went to Chicago or no?
No, I
Oh.
no, I didn't meet her. But I think I saw. Yeah, I saw her. She was there.
Oh, okay. I met her. We didn't really talk a whole lot, but here's her Instagram. You want to go check that out. But she had a post. If you want to go in there. So pretty much what I like about it is just kind of showing her year and how much she spent on things, what her net profit was, and really the gross alone was like 13,000 or something like that. Now you can really make some fancy Instagram post on how you're killing it and you're doing six figures and you're doing all this. And what I like about it is just being truthful as far as like what she had made and the things that she felt like she could have learned from it and things to do for next year. So after breaking everything down, she said that she had made like a little bit over what 27, I think I have here 27,861 or something like that. So as far as like reselling online, and if it's people might think it's super easy and doing this full time, and she's doing it full time, but is really talking about I guess her year in a nutshell and what happened, and as far as like what she's paying and things like that. So I kind of like that post as far as like being truthful and what's going on, and how it's not easy.
Right. And that's why it boils down to always tell everybody make sure you love this, because being an entrepreneur owning a business is not easy, because when you look at it net at the end of the year is just like if you hated your reselling life, then you look at it at the end of the year, you're filing your taxes like, man, this is all I made for all that headache. So it could definitely question your next year's career. But that's why, like me and Glenn always go back to it. We love what we're doing, and most of all, we get to meet new people, interesting people, and we actually get to become friends, more than friends, almost like family now. All these people in the chat right now, pretty much for me, I feel like I've known you guys for a year already since I've got on with Hustler Hacks channel.
Yes, sir. And I think also Steven's talking about Grant
Yes,
Cardone has a
correct.
good
Can write
podcast.
off car payment, part of your house. Yes, I was able to. I think mine was like 68% of my house was written off because of the space that I use. We pretty much only own our closet, our bedroom, and our bathroom, and our kitchen. Everything else is business. So yes, you can type the square footage there. Yeah, yes, Grant Cardone. He's very good at that. He even moved. I think where is that? I think he resides in Miami now. He actually moved. He actually got out of California because of taxes. Yes, and also I think this would be a good plug. Uh, Make sure if you guys have more tax questions, uh, one that's very familiar with our e-commerce business, taxation and stuff like that, is not your dad's CPA. We actually met him in Reseller Fam. So can you put that in there? Oh, I can put it there.
Okay.
Not your dad's CPA.
Are you getting the Kobe? Oh man, I know they look. I mean, they look pretty sick, but I don't know.
He wishes.
I don't know what I'm gonna get. I've been kind of, I've been like, man, what if I want to get a new pair of shoes? What do I really want? And then I always get into the thing to where I'm like, oh man, but I could sell these, and then I just end up never keeping it, and I don't know what
Dude,
maybe.
to actually, maybe this could be a pretty cool thing. I'm thinking about retiring on sneakers and just selling everything, or selling all my collection,
What? Look at this guy.
and just keeping what I actually wear.
Where? Yeah, that would.
It's like I'm gotten to a point that if you really want it, just save up for it and buy it. But if it's just for the sake of just, like, I think that could be one of my lists that I need to come up with. What if we actually have like only 10 sneakers?
Only 10. And even 10's a lot. You're like,
He's
oh man,
laughing
only 10.
already. Only 10? Dude, that's more than what a normal person has. Since,
I know. It should only be like 2.
well, we don't want to be average.
Oh man. Since I feel you just ordered the Vapor Max Plus Volt Black. That's from Jim. So Jim's ready.
Oh, Vapor Max Plus. Yep. There you go. That's a good sourcing shoe.
A good sourcing shoe. There we go. Now you get another tax write off. I really need these for sourcing. Like it's the
Yeah,
comfort that I desperately need.
dude. If corporate dude can write off their suit and tie for their work uniform, we can pretty much write off all our sneakers. Don't tell me.
Gives you the comfort that you need.
Yes.
There you go. Jeff, we love you guys. We love Haruna. We love everybody else that's here. Zach, Trace, we love everybody that's in the chat. And Daniel, yes, we did talk about the Nike thing. You want to go back? We can, or you can watch that whole thing. What kind of fees does he charge? I'm not too sure. Did he talk about that?
It varies. It varies. So he didn't talk about his fees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Let us know in the chat. Any last questions before we go? As far as the Nike thing, this is an idea from Hustlebee. Now, this guy was like, "Man, Instagram, you got to create a post." Yes, it's true. Nike is suspending all lowballers and undercutters. Please raise up your prices now. And I'm like, this guy. Now that would have been hilarious.
No,
But
this could be a thing though, right? Because so let's just say Nike does the test buys, and man, Nike's not gonna buy from the most expensive pair. Nike's gonna buy the cheapest pairs out there. So everybody that's putting their shoes really cheap, because dude, if Nike's gonna do test buy, they're probably gonna buy thousands of pair. They're not gonna want to waste money on market price. They're gonna try to buy those cheaper pairs. So if you guys are watching this and you guys are undercutting us, make sure
and your
you're
fellow
not
person.
undercutting us that much, because you're gonna get suspended. So I have an insider info as well that anybody that's undercutting could be selling fakes. Ooh, so you guys better watch out. You guys better not undercut anybody. Stay within the $5 undercut range.
Banning all undercutters. That was the main the main post.
Yeah.
Oh man. The worst thing, well, actually not the worst. The funniest thing about it would have been tag a fellow undercutter. Would have been tag at the Hustlebee.
Tag a fellow undercutter.
Yeah.
Make sure they know. Stay informed.
Oh man. All right. I think that's it. I think we're done next week. Man, what's next week? I don't think anything special going on, but someone had asked when we're going to return to our Beat the Bee game, so maybe we can do that.
You gotta do it.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while, so
and I have to
maybe we can
redeem
do that next week.
myself too.
What?
Because I have to redeem myself.
Oh, you gotta. Oh, yeah, you do. Jeff's the former champ, so Jeff's on there.
I know.
We'll let Jeff know. He can. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we'll have a special place for Jeff as one of the champs, so we can have like a champ tournament. But we still need to just get back into the game. Period.
Right.
So yeah. All right. See you guys. We're done. And remember, sign up for the meetups if you're in there, somewhat in the areas, Florida, Washington, and of course Vegas. Sign up. Hustlerhacks.com. B, anything else?
Really, nothing much. That's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and do not worry. Nike's not after you. They're only after the undercutters.
Yes, and we love you all. So there, you can hug. There we go. Go on and get it.